2027 presidency, North will take its turn after Tinubu's 8 years, Ganduje speaks. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. In the wake of reports that some aggrieved northern elements and politically displaced politicians were gathering against the assumed second-term aspirations of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, national chairman of his ruling All Progressive Congress APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, had disclosed that the president will complete the 8 years of the South before power shifts to the North in 2031. Ganduje, former governor of the highly populated Northwest state, Kano disclosed this in Abuja when he granted an audience to a delegation of the Tinubu Northern Youth Forum. Praising the group for articulating its goals and developing useful election data, Ganduje said the APC is ready to provide it with all the assistance that it needs. He said, "I have even seen that you are assisting the government in public enlightenment for people to understand the tax reform agenda. This tax reform initially was misunderstood, but in the course of time, there was a lot of public engagement. I think people have come to understand the whole purpose of the tax reforms. If support organizations like you, whenever there is an agenda by the federal government, if such support groups will come in order to assist, then it will form public enlightenment and inclusiveness in the running of the government. So we thank you. We have seen your plan in order to mobilize voters in respect of the 2027 elections. This is very encouraging. I have to congratulate you for this. And also, our president is for the North. Our president is for the South. Our president is for 6 geopolitical zones, and we have been receiving support groups from all the 6 geopolitical zones. We are happy that our party believes in zoning. When a leader from the northern part of this country was in office for 8 years, we advocated that the next president in our party should come from the South. And luckily enough, we worked very hard with the corporations of Nigerians. Our president has come from the South and he is going, by God's grace, for a second term in 2027. And then after that, it will be turned to the northern part of this country. So this Northern Youth Forum, I believe we are on the right course and we encourage you to continue working on that. We will study your document and we shall see areas of cooperation, he stated. Ganduje also received the Tinubu Young Generation Forum. He said he's very active in promoting renewed hope agenda of the president. He said a lot of things had gone bad before Tinubu assumed office, but he expressed delight that many Nigerians have already started seeing the beneficial outcomes of his reforms. There is no doubt so many things went wrong over a long period of time. There is no doubt it requires surgery before we can get it right, but we are happy that we have started seeing the outcome of the reforms, especially in the economic side, and we believe this will continue to yield positive results so that the legacy and the renewed hope agenda will be achieved, said Gandhi. Also, former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, may have fired a parting shot at the ruling of Progressive Congress APC and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu supporters. El-Rufai has been critical of President Tinubu's administration and policies, a development many APC supporters attributed to the perceived fallout between him and the presidency. Some Tinubu supporters believe the ex-governor now criticizes the APC administration because his ministerial nominations did not scale through. But El-Rufai has rebuffed the claim, saying his views about Tinubu's policies would remain unchanged even if he were a member of his cabinet. The former minister of the Federal Capital Territory also dismissed the narrative that he opposed Tinubu's emergence during the building up to the 2023 presidential elections. Countering the narrative that El-Rufai did not support Tinubu's emergence, an ex-user, Yusuf Tukur, February 9, 2025, claimed that Tinubu and his allies desperately sought El-Rufai's support before the elections, sang his praises, and later accused him of opposing the president. Tucker tweeted, when they were desperately seeking at El-Rufai's support, at official Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his guns were all over the place singing Malam's praises, giving their penchant for ingratitude. However, they have turned around and claimed that Malam did not even support President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We did what we did for God, country and party, expecting nothing in return. What is unfolding is merely another life experience at real Yusuf Togo and part and parcel of human nature. We have got over it and moved on, but their conscience would let them sleep well. Thanks anyways. Replying to Tukur's tweet, the ex-governor said his support for Tinubu was for God, Nigeria, and the party, adding that the narrative that he opposed the president is part of human nature. El-Rufai said he has moved on, but maintained that the conscience of Tinubu's allies would let them sleep. We did what we did for God, country, and party, expecting nothing in return. What is unfolding is merely another life experience, and part and parcel of human nature. We have got over it and moved on, but their conscience would let them sleep well. Thanks anyways, El-Rufai. Meanwhile, Ibrahim Shehu Musa, the former media aide to ex-Kaduna State Governor El-Rufai, has accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of failing to ensure his former principal's nomination as a minister gets confirmed by the Senate Ministerial Committee. El-Rufai was among the 3 ministers out of the 48 nominated by President Tinubu, not to be confirmed by the God's will. Akpabio's led Senate, the current set of ministerial nominees, will make the largest assemblage of ministers by any president since the return to democratic rule in 1999, if the number is kept after confirmation. However, finding by Business Day revealed that indeed Tinubu wanted Rufai to be a key part of his new cabinet, especially after it emerged that the president had promised him the opportunity to lead the yet-to-be-created Federal Ministry of Energy, a ministry that would enable the president to address the power shortages limiting the economic potentials of Africa's biggest economy. On getting these assurances, Rufai is prompt to work, creating an impressive blueprint that got the attention and excitement of the president. The assurance solidified El-Rufai's belief that he would get the new energy ministry. However, the nominations process encountered errors and security agency issues. The former governor eventually turned his back on the nomination and sought further learning to serve in a different capacity. Specifically, the president-elect promised El-Rufai in no uncertain terms the new Ministry of Energy, Musa said in an option article. Thereafter, Nasir El-Rufai mobilized his team and produced a blueprint that wowed Tinubu about 3 weeks before his ministerial nominations. The media aide accused the president of being deliberate in not providing the much-needed support to ensure that his former principal scales through the plethora of hurdles at Senate screenings and security agency screenings. He stated, afterwards, the comedy of errors began, first by a security chief who, in a hurry to nail El-Rufai, breached official communications protocol. First, he wrongly sent a letter to the senior special assistant to the president on National Assembly matters instead of the Senate president. Second, the letter was signed by a director of the State Security Service and not the president. Third, the issues raised were rehashed political altercations and selective interpretations. Besides, the ban on El-Rufai from holding public office, a recommendation of a House committee, has been quashed by the court. The Senate, on mere allegations, refused to confirm El-Rufai as minister. On the president's alleged duplicity on the matter, the media aide said, however, when El-Rufai met with Tinubu, the usually forthright and straight-talking president, according to reports, pleaded for time to deal with the matter. Tinubu at that point started being evasive, like the politicians that Tony Wilson sang about, or El-Rufai on his part has turned back on the ministerial nomination, gone back to school to learn and unlearn and relearn to some days serve the public in another realm. Musa said that it was painful to watch how his Rufai has been treated, especially taking into account the role he played in Tinubu's emergence as the party's candidate and eventually winner of the February 25th presidential election. While Daniel Bwala, special advisor to the president on media and public policy, has described the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir Rufai's recent political activities as mere complaints. El-Rufai, one of the vocal northern leaders who backed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu during build-up to the 2023 presidential elections, has been speaking against his administration lately. Recently, he accused Tinubu of derailing from the ruling of Progressive Congress campaign promises, saying he couldn't recognize the party again. While many believe his criticisms of Tinubu's administration is related to his failed ministerial screening, the ex-governor argued he would still have criticized his government even if he were a cabinet member. El-Rufai's recent activities sparked insinuations that the ex-governor may soon leave the APC as he held meetings with opposition party leaders. However, contrary to the insinuations, Bwala believes the former governor of Kaduna State is only complaining about his frustrations with Tinubu and the APC and not necessarily playing opposition politics. Speaking on a Rise TV program, Bwala said El-Rufai's remarks about Tinubu's government should not be seen as opposition politics because the ex-governor is still a member of the ruling party. Most of what Nasir El-Rufai kept talking about, I do not consider them as a part of opposition politics because he is not in the opposition, and that's the marked difference between when I criticize the president because I left the party and when you're within the party and then you're fighting, he said.